Illustration was like 2016, not far at all. 2016, late 2015, 2016. Painting, yes, but illustration, nah. Illustration was one random experiment. It was like, yeah, just installed one app and then started working. Jobs, commission works like maybe 10, but then personal works maybe like 10, 15, I don't know. Probably the one I'm working on now. That's been like almost 2 years. Yeah, it's supposed to be it's a series. Favorite color probably should be gray. You can't really get depth with black. Like black would give you a plain image, but if you're working with gray or the shades of gray, you probably will be doing something more realistic, and then you can't achieve so much with just black. And then some people also say black is like a shade of gray, so it also works. The word is probably deep. I don't think I've tried understanding from that perspective, but the only way you could explain art to someone who's blind probably be by the emotions that a work should carry. So it's probably deep in the sense of if it's a portrait that plays the role of being happy, then I should explain it in that light. Basically, like every work has like a variable of emotions that it carries or a meaning. So the meaning is probably the best thing that I could say. That would be the only way to explain the work. Blindness is also relative. There are those who have never seen, and then there are also those who have seen once. So it's easier explaining to those who have seen before by telling the person what you felt when you did the work. And I also I think I believe that those who are blind could feel texture. So if they probably would try rubbing their hands over, then they probably understand. I've not worked with any Bayelsan on a piece of art together, but then I've worked for some guys based on music cover art. So the artist would sit down and analyze the song, and then we'd work something out. And I think I've done just 2 of that. Then general art, I've worked with a lot of guys from the West, most of them from school, and then some guys from galleries around Lagos. That's basically collaborative work. But then I've not really met any Bayelsan artist that does this kind of work I do, or then if I meet someone, then open to work. Yeah, I have a couple of projects. There's one I'm working on now. It's based on the fall of the gods, I guess. That's the word, but they're not gods as per the immortal beings, but like gods as per human beings. And it's basically covering the keyword of mental delusion, or you could say madness. So that's the work I'm doing now. And then I have some other single images I'll be working on subsequently, just to cover cultural art. Bole. Banga. If you're strong. Four things. Water, canvas sets, phone, and food. think all south states.
Like 4, 5.
Yeah, Bayelsa, Rivers, Delta, Cross River, Imo, Benin, Lagos, Abuja, Ekiti, Kwara, that's Plateau, just Plateau. Illustration separately, but not as a course. It was more or less like an experiment, and then when I started doing the illustration, I started researching, and then I took a couple of online classes, and then, well, not with architecture, but then we did some visual graphics, but it wasn't called illustration, but very similar. It wasn't called illustration.